Hiya, Mandy Green here, bringing you some short and sweet videos to help you bump up your career level by dealing with the unconscious and self-sabotaging behaviours that can really truly get in the way of being confident, happy and productive at work. Things like procrastinating over a task, things like overworking a presentation until we completely lose sight of the key messages. We get completely lost in the trees. Now, you may know when you're self-sabotaging, or you may be completely unaware of it. But either way, it's likely that you'll probably end up undermining your own goals and struggle to move your career to the next level if you don't have some tools to deal with it. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to be highlighting characteristics of the 5 different saboteurs that inadvertently undermine our own efforts at work. And I'll give you some clear tips and tools on how to deal with them. So these are the 5 most common saboteurs. Number 1, the judge. Number 2, the pleaser. Number 3, the hyperachiever. Number 4, the controller. And number 5, the victim. We're going to look at them one by one in these short videos, but let's firstly understand where saboteurs actually come from. Why on earth would we do this to ourselves? Well, saboteurs start off as our mental guardians to help us survive the real and imagined threats to our physical and emotional survival when we're kids. So these saboteurs lay down neural pathways over time as we repeat the behaviours that keep us safe. By the time we're adults, we don't need them any longer, but they've become invisible inhabitants right up here in our minds. And they can often trigger these ingrained patterns of safety behaviours that were laid down so long ago when we were little. So we're going to start with that universal saboteur, the one that pretty much all of us have got to some degree, and that's number 1, the judge. So the judge is the one that beats you up repeatedly over mistakes or shortcomings, the one that warns you obsessively about future risks, the one that wakes you up in the middle of the night worrying, the one that gets you completely fixated on all the things in that report that weren't quite right. You'd chosen the wrong font. It was the wrong information. So the judge is constantly finding fault and constantly insisting on seeing the risks in every single situation. And it makes us feel shame, regret, guilt and fear. It makes us feel inadequate, not good enough and worthless. So there's a few simple things that you can do to help you manage the judge. So firstly, notice when your judge is showing up. What's triggering the judge? Maybe it's when you're involved in a team task or an event and you start comparing your own performance to other people and feeling less than them in some way. Or maybe it's when your boss gives you some formative feedback about areas for improvement and you take it really personally. So try giving your judge a name or even a face, an identity, and separate yourself from that judge. I've got a personal judge. She's called Lisa, and she tends to shout the loudest about 2 minutes before I'm due to give a webinar, and she's telling me that I haven't prepared enough. Nobody's going to be interested. I'm going to fail. And I can tune into her now. I can hear her before she kicks this off, and I can choose to challenge it or ignore it. I invariably have prepared enough. I invariably have done my research. So I know it's going to be interesting for my audience, and I now can simply keep reminding myself of these facts, and it just helps to quieten that voice. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how loud is your judge? When or where does she show up regularly? What evidence can you challenge her with that will give a truer picture of the situation and enable you to trust yourself? The more you notice and do this, the quieter she'll get. Now, she'll probably keep showing up for some time. Lisa still shows up for me even now, kind of 15 years on, but you don't need to believe what she's saying. So next time, we're going to have a look at the people pleaser, another common saboteur. And meanwhile, if you've liked this, give me a thumbs up, like it below, or share it, and take a look at my YouTube channel or my Instagram at Mandy Green Leadership. And I'll see you soon. Bye.